hear that beat? Damn. It's a fire-ass DSC Dom Sketchcast podcast beat. The new theme of this podcast from the one and only Justin Wabs, aka Wabby. Thank you, Wabby, for that beautiful, beautiful sound. How is everybody? Hope everybody is doing well. This is episode, I don't know, it might be, this is episode
4
of this podcast. And, yeah, I'm just chilling, man. I gotta talk about our sponsors before we start. First sponsor, Infinity Condoms. Because if you're a giant purple space alien, yes, I'm not done talking about Infinity Condoms, okay? If you're a big, dumb space alien who's worried about getting your intergalactic partners pregnant, you gotta use the Infinity Condom, all right? You got 5 Infinity Condom stones inside the Infinity Condom. One of them protects from STDs. One of them protects from pregnancy. One of them protects you from sadness. The other one is loneliness, okay? And the last one is
Kidney stones. The kidney stone.
Yes, kidney stones. It protects you. Kidney stones. Yeah, exactly. Infinity Condoms. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Infinity Condoms, for sponsoring this podcast. Second sponsor is patreon.com/valet. If you want to help me, if you want to help yourself, go on patreon.com/valet. Donate some cashola. It goes into my pocket, and I don't give it to anybody else. That's a lie. I do some stuff with the money. Hopefully pay these people that are helping me out of Downhill Media Studios. Help the valets who are helping me. Help my future grandchildren. I'm probably not going to have kids, honestly. We'll get back to that, though. All right, let's start this thing. Do y'all think that the person or the people who figured out how to get cell phone signals to work underground in the metros, do you think there's one guy maybe out there who's like the celebrity of cell phone signal penetration? Like, is there a LeBron of cell phone signal distance achievement? There's gotta be one guy, and he's well known to only like 50 people on the planet, and he goes to like the cell phone conference in Cambodia. Everyone's like, oh damn, and he's like, yes, I finally get the respect I deserve. I love subcultures, and I mean pretty much anything you can think of, there's probably like celebrities that you don't even know about. Table makers, logo designers, like condom crafters. There might be a guy out there. Is it gonna keep going back to dicks and condoms with Dom? Is this all you're gonna talk about? Yes. That's all that's inside of my brain, okay? I got nothing else for you. You're the one listening. Why are you arguing with me? You're the one here listening to me do this shit. So we've filmed these a couple weeks in the past. So I'm in the past. We just had Thanksgiving. I wanted to talk a little bit about Thanksgiving, how mine was. I did a couple of interesting things. I didn't work that much on Thanksgiving. I was doodling with some children who were around, like a 3-year-old, like a toddler. I just got a piece of paper and I was like, and I was watching their mark making abilities, which was pretty interesting, fun. I ate so much. I ate like 5 plates, like five plates of food, man. It's so much. And the kind of thing I think about whenever I'm eating that much is like, and not that many generations back, I probably had some ancestors who were in a fucking like sub-Saharan desert somewhere, like, if only I had a fucking turkey leg I could eat or something. I'm really fucking hungry. And this ancestor's on a vision quest and just like hadn't eaten in 4 days. And it's just like, man, shit, I'm so fucking hungry, dude. I don't even have a podcast to listen to out here in the desert. I don't even have an iPhone. I could use to call my friends. No podcasts out there in the desert. Just sitting there, lonely as shit. You got a spear, and your tribe just sent you out there to hunt a fucking antelope, and you lost track of the antelope like 2 days ago. You're too scared to go back home. You're like, fuck, man. And that was my ancestor back then. And you imagine this is like one screen, right? And he's on the left, and I'm on the right, sitting there after eating 5 plates of food, and I'm like, fuck, I ate too many plates of food, and I got too many podcasts to listen to, man. What the fuck? And I don't know why my accent changed in the situation, but it helps the scenario. So you imagine them and imagine you. There's a little fun exercise to do. Think about your ancestor 6-7 generations back, whatever they were doing or suffering from, and then you. And don't do the thing where it's like, I'm such a fucking asshole, like, I'm just a dumb millennial, I have so many things, what do I have to complain about? That's true, but it's also like, I mean, your problems are valid. Your problems are valid right now. You shouldn't beat yourself up about that sort of thing. But, I mean, aesthetically, creatively, it's a really, really cool exercise to be like, let's say you're a pregnant woman right now listening to this podcast. Shout out to any pregnant women giving birth right now listening to this podcast. I'm so happy you chose to listen to this. I want, like, after you give birth though, like put these earbuds in your child's ear. I want the toddler. I want to be the first thing your child ever hears in this fucking existence, as well as the last. When your kid is an 80-year-old old man, I want to be the last thing that they hear,
whether they like it or not.
Yeah, I want to be it. I burst in. I put my headphones in. Like, no, fuck. I gotta hear Dom again.
Gucci.
Yeah, Gucci. Oh, Lord. Imagine Lil Pump being the last thing that you hear before you die.
Or Takashi 6ix9ine.
Takashi, man. Takashi. Hey, I let my nuts hang, bro. My nuts be hanging, dog. I hang my nuts off a fucking building, dog. They be hanging. Takashi's nuts are so long. It's like he goes out into space. We had to send him out into space. He's not in jail. He's actually in space. We sent him out there, and we tied the Mars rover to his nuts, right? And then like use like centrifugal force from his nuts, and then we just pew. And that's actually what's powering the Mars rover right now. It's Takashi's nuts. His nuts are so long, in fact, that it's like when they tell you that whenever you're looking at light from the sun, it's like from 7 minutes ago. If you see the end of Takashi's nuts, if you see the testicles, those are like his body is always like 20 hours away. That's how far away he is from his nuts at any given time. My nuts be hanging, dog. I'm trapped in a black hole right now. My nuts, they too long, dog. I don't know how I feel about that guy being in jail. I'm like, this is a dude who I've been talking about Takashi a lot, because I mean, I think he has legitimately good music. Dude is fucking funny as hell. He should have been a podcaster. He should have gotten a comedy and kept on doing his music. He shouldn't have done all this fuckboy shit. And now we have another POC in prison. Why? Cause my nuts, dog. I had to let him hang. You feel me? The government didn't want me to hang my nuts. That's why I'm in jail, dog. Cause of his nuts, dude. What the hell? Are you guys spiritual out there? I want to know. Post in the comments. We're going to talk a little bit about spirituality today, because I had a conversation with a good friend of mine, and I'm kind of in a weird space because I'm starting to believe in something, and it's very weird, and I'm trying to reconcile these feelings in my mind, because when I was a kid, I grew up a Jehovah's Witness, which I talked about a little bit on this show, I think. And yes, they're a cult, and yes, they fucked me up in many ways that I can't even begin to imagine. But like, I think after I left, which was at 19, from when I left to about I'd say a year or two ago, I was like a pretty strong atheist. Like, and I think that was what I needed to get out of. That's what I needed to get out of that headspace. To get out of the headspace of like, oh, this dark demonic God is watching me, like punishing me for shit. So I had to use that to get out of that orbit of whatever that like oppressive religion, the Judeo-Christian God who's very jealous and like mean and like to me kind of evil. But like recently, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get sent back to church. I'm fine. I'm gonna be okay. So I can start building my own whatever it is I believe in. So I've been like, I mean, weird shit's been happening to me. Like, and it does coincide with like me meditating more, but like sometimes it started, I think running triggered it a lot because I run like at least 4 times a week, sometimes 5. And when you're running and your body is like in this doing this stressful activity, sometimes you'll have thoughts. Usually have story ideas, or I'll think about, usually it's stories. Usually it's like fictional stuff. But sometimes like I tried weird stuff recently where like my parents died when I was very young. And like I tried talking to my dad, who I guess I used to have a lot of anger issues towards. But in my mind, I would just start talking to him. And I started getting like feedback in the form of stories, sort of like imagining that my dad was in this hellish existence where he's sort of been like, for the last, I don't know, 26 years of me not knowing him, he's been in some other dimension, like covered in tar, like having to fight his way through whatever the fuck kind of painful afterlife he was having. I was having thoughts like that, and then thoughts about like what it would take for me to sort of be able to summon him, just like you would summon a character out of a video game. I think this concept of summoning spirits is, of course, it's all metaphor, but I think there's something very real about it. Because if I were to say to you, who's Wolverine? Like, what kind of person is Wolverine? Okay, well, he's kind of stubborn, he's brave, he's kind of scared because he was abused, but he usually does the right thing. I mean, he wouldn't hurt anybody, he wouldn't hurt an innocent person, things like that. I'm not talking about a real person, but you know who I'm talking about. I think even though my dad is dead, you might have dead people in your life, people who have been gone who you're not talking to. You're able to create myths about people who don't exist, and I think these myths can help you if you sort of allow that to happen. The same way you can decide that Jesus is in your life or something like that. But I've been playing with this idea of like summoning ancestral spirits, or just being like, I mean, like that exercise I put you through earlier. You know, imagine whatever your great-great-grandfather was going through, and like, what if they were like a kind spirit just walking through your house, and you were like, hey, listen, I need help so I can sit for 30 minutes and draw. And imagine this like friendly spectral spirit, or however you want to imagine them helping you. I don't know how, like whatever form that would come in, but these thoughts have been really helping me and motivating me to do things that are really uncomfortable but helpful. Like, for instance, me telling you this right now, I think if I'd recorded this show last year, I wouldn't even be talking about this. I wouldn't have revealed that, because it's kind of a scary thing. It's weird to say these things, but I feel like the sort of counterintuitive thing moving forward for all creative people is like, the more you reveal yourself, I think you'll find that even if it scares you, a lot more people are going to connect with it than you think. Because I mean, we're all finite, right? We have the same brain jelly we're working with, the same shit inside of our skulls. So, you know, eventually someone's gonna be like, oh yeah, I get it, man. My nuts hang too. My nuts be hanging as well, dog. This is all I wanted to hear. Hey, finally, dog, someone else whose nuts be hanging. So I can also go on a spaceship and fly around and let my nuts hang. So what I want to know from you guys in the comments today, or on Twitter, IG, wherever the fuck you want to reach me, is I want to know about your spirituality. Are you religious? Are you not religious? And if you're like a super Reddit atheist, even if you're a Reddit atheist, I believe you believe in something. Even if it's physical, even if it's just like the matter that is around me is all connected, to me that's kind of like a spiritual concept. This concept that we're all sharing this same air and sort of like we're in the same ecosystem, even if it's that. I'm curious about your religious practices, your spiritual practices, if you meditate, if you don't. Do you speak to your dead loved ones like I do? Are you or are you not embarrassed by it? I want to know about this shit. Let me know the answer by contacting this email address. I believe it's ask@domravern.com. It might not be that. I might change this in post or something. But I'm curious about that. We'll talk about this on the next fucking episode. During Thanksgiving, I did a lot of karaoke. What songs did I do that I really enjoyed? I didn't do any Beach House, surprisingly. Actually, that's a lie. I think I did Wishes. I think I did Beach House Wishes while some family members were in the corner just watching TV, just ignoring me. And I just sat down. I sat down on the floor, just like singing Wishes to myself. And it was good. That's how you know you're comfortable. If like people are just ignoring you while you're in the corner. Oh, Dom is just doing some weird shit again. Yes, I am. Just let me be here in the corner with my nuts hanging, okay? It's a medical condition. My nuts. All right, dog. I did Ghost Town from Kanye West, who I still have weird feelings about. I don't know, but I feel like people were really outraged about him for like a month, and I feel like even I'm speaking about myself. I was mad at Kanye about slavery comments, and now I'm just singing Ghost Town, and I'm like, what happened to my outrage a month ago? I'm just caught up in these waves, just like everybody else. People are just sort of making you feel one way or the other, and you get caught up, and at some point you're like, wait, why can't we can't even sustain an emotion for longer than 2-3 months? I mean, because like remember all the pussy hat people at the Women's March? Were you guys there? Downhill Media? Okay.
She's there.
Ryan from Downhill Media was not at the Pussy March.
I was not at the march. Not because I didn't support the march.
There were people there.
Ryan walked into the crowd. He was like, I'm gonna teleport. He just teleported out of there. I saw this with my own eyes. Okay, all those people. What is really painful to me is to know that, like, I know all of them didn't vote in these last 2 elections. I know that. I know people who were at that march and didn't vote.
Dude, that kills me. I talk to Michelle about this all the time. Like, how great would it be to go to one of those things, or just to have been there and just ask people, like, did you actually vote? Because if all of those people that were there voted,
oh yeah,
it would have been different.
I know
it would
they
have
all
been different.
did.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about, is this sustained feeling. I think that's all that fucking matters now, is like, I mean, whenever I get questions about art too, I think it's all the same shit. It's like, we just have to learn to focus on stuff and start looking at it as a marathon. Because I mean, the bare fucking minimum is you just go to the damn polling place and just do this. You might have to wait 20 minutes, but like, that's the bare minimum needed to push back against this shit that we don't like. That's the smallest point of entry. That's all that's required. But like, I mean, even I got caught up in it because I didn't do early voting. I waited till the last day. I waited till election day. Had to wait an hour in line.
Yeah, I had to wait 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, same shit. I mean, not that that's bad, but like, to me, there's a connection between outrage that you see on social media, outrage within ourselves, like even that word itself, I think has a different context now, because we're always being told online how to feel about things. Other people, like, you go on Twitter or whatever on social media, and like, it's just different emotions. It's just people tell, oh, laugh, don't laugh, serious, black person shot, Wolverine, Pikachu, black person shot, hire more POC, Democrats suck, Republicans suck, Pikachu, and like that's like what our world is becoming. And these things are all, it's like this ball of like, things are funny and really not funny at the same time, and all kind. But we're all trying to like piece it together. But I think, back to the Kanye thing, I'm gonna try to tie it back. I'll try to tie it back, but like, I don't think I've sustained my feelings toward him. Like, the music is too fucking good, and that's one of his issues. Is like, if his music was trash, if he sounded like Viper, the rapper. Have you guys heard Viper?
No.
Y'all cowards don't even smoke crack. I would that's his title track.
Oh, you're a coward if you don't smoke crack?
Yeah, y'all cowards don't even smoke.
Sounds like Stitches. Have you seen Stitches?
Yeah.
It's fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
G-Eazy.
Ooh.
He's not as cringe, but man.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm not listening to Machine Gun Kelly. I know that he's technically skilled, but like, we're good. We have enough. We have enough of you.
He's a meme. Yeah.
MGK. Goddamn.
What would it take for you to be completely done with Kanye?
If he killed me? What would it take for me to be done with Kanye?
If he just came out right now and just fucking stabbed you.
Yeah, if he stabbed me, but my podcast will go fucking viral, dog. If he just teleported here and killed me.
That'd be a gift.
That? Yeah. What the fuck? From Downhill Media, death is a gift. It would be a gift.
Death by Kanye.
Oh my lord.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. It might be Christmas actually when this fucking episode comes out. Merry Christmas, y'all. What would I have to, if Kanye, the slavery comment was so bad already. It's so fucking terrible that like, I'm imagining like this parallel universe. If there's a parallel universe right next to this one where the only difference is that Kanye said something that wasn't bad as that, I could see my parallel universe self saying, oh yeah, if he did some shit about like slavery being I don't know, something crazy like that, like slavery being a choice or something, like disrespecting our ancestors or some shit, that'd be pretty bad. I don't know. I think he's, and maybe I'm part of this problem where I can't even shut him out, and I'm contributing to his success even by talking about him. And I really think he's on the short list of like celebrities or artists who are gonna do something bad, like potentially from not getting help and just us keeping like enabling it. I don't know. I have really weird feelings about him. But I guess I'm gonna encourage myself and you all listening to just think about sustained energy, right? You just keep on doing something, even if that means like, if you're angry at someone, let's say you're angry at Trump, like, okay, let's be angry at him for a sustained period of time. Let's not, or let that anger turn into action, that you use all the time. All right, it's that time again, dog. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do today a minute-long meditation, dog. What does that mean, you ask? I don't meditate, dog. I just let my nuts hang. I hear you guys saying this already. Maybe some of you guys don't know how to do this. Here's what we're gonna fucking do, all right? No matter where you are, you're gonna stop. You're gonna not do shit. Even if it means taking your headphones out of your ears for 1 minute. That's all we're gonna do. Just 1 minute of silence. And yes, maybe I'm just buying a minute of time for me to not do anything and just pad this podcast out. Yes. But that all you gotta do is just don't do anything. If you're walking to the supermarket, I will challenge you to just fucking stop in the middle of the sidewalk. And just look at the sky, enjoy whatever's around you. If you're giving birth, stop giving birth, all right? Just pause in the middle of your birth giving for a minute. All right, we're going to do that now. Let me shut the fuck up. Hope you guys had some cool existential thoughts during that minute of doing nothing. I didn't have any existential thoughts. Mostly I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm supposed to be talking right now. I'm just sitting here on the internet for people to see, and I'm literally doing nothing. But I'm also excited by that idea of doing nothing on the internet. Just sitting there and not doing shit. I'm not consuming. I'm not producing anything. I guess technically I'm producing stuff by existing. Here's a philosophical question for you guys. Are you producing stuff just by existing? Does existing mean that you're producing things?
I mean, other people are thinking thoughts about you. Like, we're thinking about you in this room, right? And the people watching, like, even if you're not saying anything, are still...
Oh, so if the camera's not on me...
The camera's not on you. Okay.
Okay. If the camera's not on me, I'm not producing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still making thoughts.
Right.
Thoughts are things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But I've never seen a show that encouraged people to just like shut the fuck up, including the person on stage. You know what I'm gonna do next time is walk off camera. I'm gonna walk off camera and just like lay down there and take a nap for an hour. I think that's better than me being on camera, potentially. Because I don't want people to be looking at the camera like, hey, what's he doing? Oh, he smirked. Like, don't look at me smirking. Just
people
just
like wondering where. Maybe just like have someone edit in like a black screen, like of nothing.
Oh, that's good.
Right? Yeah,
that's really good.
I think that'd be good.
You guys get to hear the guts of this podcast, the background. So Thanksgiving, I was doing karaoke. I did some Travis Scott stargazing. I did sicko mode. It was very nice. You like sicko mode? Woo!
Woo-woo!
Yeah, very good. Very good sicko mode.
Give me the loot.
Give me the loot. Pass me the loot, everybody. Yo, pass me the nuts. Oh, God. This is the Takashi's Nuts podcast. I'm your host, Dom. We're talking about Takashi's Nuts today. Takashi, how are you feeling? This is NPR. I'm feeling good, dog. My nuts feel good. Thank you very much for being on this show, Takashi. ASMR. How do you guys feel about ASMR? You like that stuff?
I don't get it. No, just straight up. I don't know. It doesn't really.
It's a no from me.
Okay, yeah. We got a no from Downhill Media. I went through a period when I was watching some of it before I went to bed. I don't know if it's. I mean, it was never. It's weird because like whenever you tell your friends about it, they're like, "Is it sexual?" I'm like, that's what I do. Whenever they ask me that, I don't think so. I mean, it's like a
Pleasure.
Is
not
it
porn?
pleasure not porn is like that's like an Apple slogan.
That's the official Downhill Media ASMR.
Pleasure not porn.
New video series. I don't know. I'd be curious to talk to someone who is like really into it, just to see like what they get out of it. Because I don't know. I'm not. Is it just the feeling?
Yeah, you get tingles. I get the tingles in real life, but not from the videos.
Okay.
Because you ever like in real life? Usually it's like a keyboard. Or, what, the videos are boring?
Visually boring.
Oh, okay.
But auditory. Like I saw this one. The only ASMR video that ever really like amused me was like cats licking their paws and then
because you want to
see
because you want to look at a cat.
Well, yeah, that's all I want. That's true.
You see, you wouldn't just listen to it. You're like, oh, it's a cute cat. So you're like, you're
otherwise,
visually...
if I'm just watching someone crinkle a bag, I'm like, get a job, do something, entertain me.
You quick like.
I might as well do a podcast. Jeez.
Bagcrinklers.com. That's a future porn site. You know what the future porn sites are going to be? We're going to be like, we're already there. Porn, it's so fucking weird. By the way, I'm about to take a porn hiatus starting right now. Okay. All right, I'm done. But like, future porn's going to be so weird because in terms of what we can do with physical bodies, I feel like we've done it all. Like visual, like in porn, it's done. Everything is done.
But do we have 4K?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Fuck that. 4K.
I mean, what if people just try to start actually telling stories in porn?
Dude, I'm seriously, like, if David Lynch directed a porn, like, that's the kind of shit that, like, I think we need. Because potentially we could have stuff where it's, like, a porn where nobody has sex. That's, like, ideal for me.
You mean a movie?
Roasted, dog. Roasted on my own show.
Boo!
Yeah, yeah.
Get out! I'm just kidding.
I mean, yes, you're right. But I'm like, what if you call it a porn, though, but it wasn't?
I actually
and
read
nothing happens.
I read a book like in high school. I don't know why I read it that way. Okay, it wasn't in high school. It was in college. It was a book. It was an autobiography of a guy who actually wrote scripts for porns, and he was a writer. Like that was who he wanted to be and what he did, but he couldn't like get published anywhere. And he was like, you know what? There's a job. You know, I'm gonna write, and you know what? I'm gonna be the person. I'm gonna be the person who is gonna change porn for the better and make it actually compelling and, you know, have a story. And then the thing is, I mean, the people who do porn, are they really, you know, do they light a set well? Do they know how to use a camera? Do the actresses actually even care? Or can they even, or actors, like, do they know how to even just act? How do they say a line, you know? I once saw, I mean, no, never mind. I'll go no further.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You have to, I mean, I guess you would just have to find people who cared. I mean, first and foremost, right?
I think they're out there because, once again, our shit is so weird right now and basic that I think, well, my original point was that we're going to get to the point where we'll just watch probably two people playing chess naked or something. I don't know, probably not naked, but like two people playing chess and then they kiss afterwards and then that's the end of the porn.
Yikes.
I mean, that's...
I'm not watching that.
Porn by Ingmar Bergman.
It's symbolism.
Yes.
It's symbolism.
Oh, and it's the demon guy or the...
Yeah, they're just playing chess.
If you lose this chess game, we must fuck. And then he's like, I will not lose the chess game. Ah, that's what you think. And then he doesn't lose it. Like, we will not fuck then. And there's credits.
What do you think the comments on Pornhub would be like?
He should have done rook to e5, dog. Hey, yo, that was sexy when he moved the pawn. That's what the comments would be on the chess porn. Chessporn.com. Does it exist? Probably. But I think... What the fuck was my original point, dude? How the hell did I get here? This is my conversational styles. I'm just driving a car, just throw that shit off a cliff, and then there's just like an explosion in the wreckage, and I just walk out of the burning wreckage, and I'm like, where was I going? And my skin is just charred, my flesh is just bubbling, just pus flying out of there. I'm like, this is what I meant. Chess porn. How the hell? Thanksgiving. So it was Travis Scott I sang to. And, you know, there was an interesting thought I had about, like, why are there no Thanksgiving songs? There's Christmas songs. You got a New Year's song. There's a couple of Halloween songs. I thought of some Thanksgiving songs. I'm gonna tell you guys, right? This is an album, right? Track 1, Turkey Orgasm. All right. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this. Track 2, Cranberry Satan. Track 3, Don't Trust That White Guy. Track 4 is Tears. Track 5 is I Don't Like Sweet Potatoes featuring Post Malone. Track 5, whatever number we're on, Seriously Don't Trust That White Guy. He will destroy your whole community. Don't Take Any Blankets From Him featuring 21 Savage. Track 11, I Don't Like Talking to My Family at Thanksgiving featuring Bjork. That's an album. So that's the Thanksgiving album. Be pretty nice. Got some hot tracks on there. You know what I'm saying? Don't Trust That White Guy, everybody in the crowd. Make a circle, make a circle. We're gonna do it. Mosh. Dudes moshing. They have like turkey legs and shit. Cranberries. The dudes on the stage, like the cranberry. I want to be at that show, dude. But I want to see like the toughest motherfuckers on that stage. Like, he has like 30 bodyguards standing there with like a turkey leg in each hand. For those of you listening, I just took a bite out of a hypothetical non-physical turkey leg. We're doing well on time. 40 minutes in. And you're still listening. What are you doing right now? You're walking to the park, getting chased by your demonic ex-wife who's trying to kill you again, even though you already sent her to the shadow realm. But she came back. Why didn't you seal her properly? You should have used the spell that I gave you. Why didn't you use my fucking spell? If you want the spell to send your ex-wife, your demonic ex-wife, or husband, or non-gender binary spouse back into the shadow realm, go on patreon.com/valet. I will literally give you the spell. And you think I'm fucking kidding, but I'm not. You go on patreon.com/valet, and you'll see a blog post there where I'll tell you exactly how to send your ex-wife back. And I hate that I just made that scenario, because now I gotta actually do it. But you're not gonna know unless you go on patreon.com and sign up. I don't fucking know what's gonna happen. Will you be able to send your ex-wife back? I don't fucking know. She might be chasing you for the rest of your eternity because you didn't listen to me and you didn't do the spell properly. You gotta be prepared out there on these streets, man. You gotta know what to fucking do. I saw a movie the other day, Wildlife, directed by Paul Dano. You guys may know Paul Dano from There Will Be Blood, Little Miss Sunshine. Downhill Media, help me out. Paul Dano from
There Will Be Blood and Little Miss Sunshine.
Okay. All right. They don't know. They don't know Paul Dano. He hasn't come through the studio yet, even though he should.
Paul Day who?
Paul Day, yes. That sucks. I don't like puns. Why did I do that? I should be flogged for that. That's the new porn. You say a pun and you get flogged eternally. I'm sorry. Fuck. Thrown into a pit of lava. Why is everything satanic with me? Everything goes back to like some demonic shit.
You said you're becoming more spiritual, right?
Yeah. Imagine like some boring ass conversation at a bar with somebody. You're like, I'm really spiritually, you know? You're like, oh yeah. And you're like rolling your eyes. I'm Satan. What? That's the sound you make. What? Wildlife. Carey Mulligan's in it. Jake Gyllenhaal's in it. Yes. Those are two motherfuckers right there. That's some powerful talent. The reason I watched this movie is because I saw a Paul Dano interview on Criterion Collection where he was rubbing his chin a lot, the same way I am right now. And he was talking, he's a very soft way of speaking, very thoughtful way of speaking, and I'm just mesmerized by people who can talk like this. And they're not kidding. This is how they talk. And I'm not making fun of him. I mean, this guy is clearly fucking smart. I mean, he went back to college and took a bunch of film classes, like learning about like foreign films and shit like that. And he was talking about, you'd like this, Downhill Media, Ryan. He talks about sound in these foreign films that he watched and how like he didn't realize that you could have like these really quiet moments and just like accentuate sound and moments and stuff like that. So that's something that he wanted to do in Wildlife, which is his first movie he directed. Knocked it out of the park. And Rotten Tomatoes,
What's that you say?
yeah, Rotten Tomatoes, you gave it what, like a, I think it's like a 90 on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Yeah, that shit, it was really good, 90%. And you know, I had some turkey this weekend. Shit was like a 60%.
Thanks, Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes always has to rate everything. Even the birth of his child, his firstborn child, Rotten Tomatoes rated it. His wife was like, "Oh, she's giving birth. You motherfucker, don't say." Yeah, he's trying to be thoughtful and helpful. You know, and she's like, "Don't fucking say it, you piece of shit." She pulls a gun out on him. You think a woman giving birth has ever held a gun on somebody?
I want to believe that that's true.
You think a pregnant woman's ever like that's something I've never seen on screen, is a pregnant woman with a fucking gun in her hand.
I feel like it would only work if it was like a handgun. Otherwise, if you have a rifle.
No, it's a bazooka, though.
Oh, all right. Oof. She just stuffs the baby in there.
If only I had a projectile. Oh my god, that is fucking funny. Jesus Christ. No, but Rotten Tomatoes, as soon as the baby came out, he was like,
It's like a 20%.
and that's when he got divorced. So he rated his own birth, man. Rotten Tomatoes is just it's a mean, evil person. Wildlife got a high rating on there. And that interview made me want to see it because he was just clearly so thoughtful and like he cares about the medium. He cares about the art. That's all I need. That's my point of entry, is like you show me someone who's like respectful to the art form and just wants to give to this thing that is given them so much, and like, okay, I'm in. And acting was really good. I feel like that's not telling you guys anything.
Is he in the film too?
No,
No?
which is good.
Yeah. A lot of actors who try to direct for the first time always like put themselves in it, or like they have to be the star of it. I think it's kind of cool that I think it just shows that he really wants to prove himself as a director.
Like, cause I mean, he's done acting.
Yeah.
A lot of it. So
he's amazing. I'm just totally blanking on other films that he's been in. Like There Will Be Blood. He's so fucking good in that.
Swiss Army Man.
Oh fuck! I haven't seen Swiss Army Man.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
But
I hear it's really good.
it's a little weird for me. I can already tell. It's like The Lobster. Like, I'm good. How do you guys feel about The Lobster?
I haven't seen The Lobster.
Delicious.
Get out of here.
We're turning off Downhill Media's mic permanently, forever. They will never be able to use a mic again. No, but Carey Mulligan is interesting in this movie, and apparently there was some backlash, and I hate that word the same way I hate outrage. Those words are just like, if one person, who could be a Russian troll, by the way, online, doesn't like something, that's enough for you to say that there was outrage about a movie and then get clicks on your blog. There was outrage about this. Like, what? Like, who? Who was outraged? How many people? Do we care about these people? Anyway, Carey Mulligan makes a lot of poor life decisions in that movie. Nothing life-shattering. I'll give you guys a little quick synopsis. Real fucking quick. Jake Gyllenhaal is a fucking bum. He's married to Carey Mulligan. They have a son. Jake Gyllenhaal keeps getting fired from his jobs because he's a piece of shit. He decides to go fight wildfires because they live in North Dakota. This is a period piece, by the way. It takes place in like the mid 60s in the U.S., Wyoming or some shit. He goes to fight wildfires. He just up and leaves his family to go do this, and they barely have any money. So Carey Mulligan's like, how the fuck am I gonna provide for this family, for me and my son? And she starts, like, she doesn't shack up with this rich guy, but like, this is rich, ugly veteran dude. And I mean, stuff happens between them, but she clearly, it's one of those situations where she's like, my husband is gone. How the fuck, like, and she can't get a job, and she's trying to figure out what to do, and like she makes kind of this poor choice of being like, okay, he could support our family financially, so she starts flirting with him in front of their son. Like, there's some really awkward moments in this movie, but apparently there was backlash about her depiction as a woman in this film because they felt like she was acting unwomanly. I don't know what the fuck that means, but it was different for sure. It was like, I think what would happen in most films like this would be like the woman, grabs her bootstraps and she takes on 3 jobs while this asshole man is out there. And it wasn't that. Like, she was really flawed and clearly having so many conflicting emotions about her husband being gone and her like messing around with this ugly ass veteran dude who she clearly didn't like, because her marriage is on the rocks anyway. So you're just seeing her go through all this stuff for the perspective of this child she has who's like 14. Wildlife. Is any of this fucking interesting? Should I not just go to the next topic here? Should I just open up this notebook? Let me just see what else is in. I gotta. Hey, hold. Let me.
ASMR brought to you by Dom Sketchcast.
Yeah. Let me just. I rewatched Blade Runner 2049 last night with my friends. They hated it. What the fuck is wrong with them, dude? Denis Villeneuve. You got Ryan Gosling, man. You got Harrison Ford in that shit. You got Jared Leto. You got Love, whoever the fuck played Love. You got Robin Wright in there. You got that hot ass chick who I have a crush on, whose name I'm blanking on right now, who played not the replicant. She played the whore, the prostitute, the woman of the night. You know what I'm talking about? Mackenzie Davis. Ooh, I feel like Tom Brady right now. I'm the Tom Brady of recalling shit that I should remember. Oh, if there's a football, if there was a Super Bowl of remembering shit I was supposed to remember. Oh wait, here he comes. Can he make it? Oh, Mackenzie Davis. She's attractive, man. If I ever meet her and she's on this show, I hope nobody ever sends her this clip, because that would be really uncomfortable. She knows she's attractive. Why do I have to be? Why should I be fucking shamed for that? She already knows what she is. Like I said in the other episode, she slid out of her mother's womb looking like that. She knows what she looks like. I will not be shamed for saying that Mackenzie Davis is attractive. Should I put this into the air right now? Should I say that, like, at some point, if I'm in the same room as her, someone maybe might make a meme out of this and be like, call back to this moment, and then they'll have like a side-by-side thing, and I'll be like, oh, this is uncomfortable. Anything could happen. I don't know. We'll see if that ever happens, if I die beforehand. I don't like sweet potatoes that much. And I don't like yams. Are those the same thing?
I don't think so.
I like the yams with the marshmallows and all that shit.
No. We're cutting this, Mike.
Yeah. Turkey orgasm, everybody. It's a callback to a joke I made 20 minutes ago. Where are we at right now? 51? I think it's time for Q&A. Before I get into the Q&A, I want to let you guys know you can send your questions in any fucking time. 24/7, 365, dog. You can send me a question at ask@domrabrun.com. That is ASK @DOMRABRUN.com. If you're watching the video version of this podcast, you can see it right here. You can send me a question in video form, music form, illustration form, whatever the fuck you want. And I'll probably answer it. Okay? You can also use the hashtag AskDomDSC. AskDomDSC. And that's where we're going to pull all your questions from now on. Okay, folks? We had a question today. A really good question. The first video question of this whole fucking thing. From my boy Rory.
You've been assigned as Zordon, and you need to pick a team of five artists, musical or however you want to call it, based on their diversity of styles, etc. You've got to pick 5 of them on the, we'll say OG colours, to fight a giant Bryan Cranston. Who do you pick of the 5? Bjork better be on that list.
I live by the ocean. Be-doo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. That's the Anchor song from Bjork. That's a beautiful fucking song. Like, unreal. Thank you for the question, Rory. From across the fucking pond. You know what I'm fucking saying, dog? Yeah, sure, Bjork. Let's say Bjork is it racist if I make her the Yellow Ranger?
I'm going to say it is not racist.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. I want them to have you as the expert. Like, they call you in, get fucking Ryan from Downhill Media in this room. Get him in here. And they fly you to whatever country. It's like 20 hours into like this giant Air Force One. You're looking over the dossier of like the situation, pouring over it and shit. Oh, you got laptops around you. Is it racist or not? We gotta get Ryan in on this. We gotta ask him. You show up. No. Okay. You send you back on the plane. In the fucking Antarctic, like some deep under ice headquarters. They send you out into space to negotiate. Anyway, the Power Rangers that I would select. David Lynch as the Blue Ranger. You got me fucking writing shit down while I'm answering your question. This is too much. Basquiat, Black Ranger. I don't know if that's racist or not. Who cares? I'm black. I can do whatever I want, dog. That's what it means. We need a Pink Ranger. So it's got to be a lady. No, let's make it a dude. Damn, you know, I'd say Warhol. I think Warhol would be doing... That dude was so good. He'd be doing immense damage right now if you just brought him back and you just showed him what the internet is. He'd be like, oh, that's really interesting. Internet, And that's what he would do. And then a week later, he'd be like, yeah, so I created like 50 vlogs. I'm just gonna hire artists to do vlogs for me. I'm just gonna have them vlog me all day. I'm just gonna take over. And then his shit just ends up getting like trillions of views. Like, it's no big deal. I don't really care anyway. Warhol, baby. So Warhol, Pink Ranger. We need the White/Green Ranger. White/Green Ranger would have to be someone who leaves. And what I remember about the Green Ranger is that he would go away, and he was like the bad guy, and he would come back. He would come back changed. Kendrick. Not because he's a bad guy, because I just want him on this list anyway. I need more musicians. Kendrick as the Green Ranger. Let's go, baby. Red Ranger, the leader of this crew. Oh, God, how could I forget? It's a pair. It's Victoria Legrand and Alex Galley. I will talk about Beach House every day until I'm dead. I don't care. It's Beach House. But they're one. So, maybe it's 2 of them wearing the same suit. Or maybe it's like... I remember there was this manga... If we're talking about gender swapping here, there's a... Ooh! Michelle, Downhill Media with the fucking assist. How'd you know I was gonna go there?
Ranma half. It's classic.
Damn. Here I was thinking, oh, this is so obscure. No one's gonna fuck.
No way.
Rama.
Super, super famous.
So it was like if if he got wet, or was
what
it
it
like?
is it's like the so if there's a guy named Rama or Ranma, whatever, and if he I'm gonna get it wrong, but it's 50-50 chance. So if he gets hit with hot water, he becomes a woman. He just his gender swaps like that, like physically and everything. But if he gets hit with cold water, it's the opposite. He becomes a man again.
Yeah.
And then hijinks ensue.
Right.
And then that's it. That's the whole thing.
A lot of nose bleeding, I'm sure. A lot of I saw a boob. The worst fucking thing about manga and anime, just like their depictions of sexuality, or like specifically like teenage sort of like, I saw a butt, and now I'm like come on, like it's just a fucking body part, man. It's not that exciting. Yeah, so these artists are all gonna fight a giant Zordon. I don't know how. I have not figured that out.
Who's the Zordon?
It's Bryan Cranston. You already mentioned it.
Oh, sorry.
Come on, Michelle.
I'm sorry. I've been and then I leave.
Rory, thank you. Strontium Muffin from Twitter. Beautiful question. Boom. Don't forget. Send your questions in. ask@domrapper.com. Whoops. I'm just gonna play him saying my name over and over again. That's ASMR, baby. One more question, and then we have a special segment to go to. Question from Kara Obscura. Kara wants to know whether there's any real value to overtly political art, or if it's all just trite drivel. Trite drivel. You know, the latter part of that question is too absolute. It's neither of those, you know? Of course there's real value to political art, but I guess my favorite art is very personal. It's more about people going inside of their own brains, like deep in there, and just pulling out the stuff that is super unique and could only come from them at that specific moment in time. And that, I think, inherently is political in a way. Like, at some point we'll have some sort of alien species that like figures out that, oh yeah, well, the current political administration has affected you in this and this way. You just weren't aware of it. I think all this shit affects us, you know, like. And there's sort of simple examples of that, such as, like, you know, if we have a president who is our president now, I mean, like, you talk about politics a certain way. If it's Obama, you talk about politics a certain way. But art about politics is like, I don't really like political dramas. I don't really care for political comedy unless you got a guy like Jon Stewart or something like that. I think he's really good. Or I like hearing funny people and weird people talk about politics. That's cool. As a rule, visual art, I think that is politics based, it's not for me, for the most part, because I think it's very obvious. It's like saying babies are cute. It's like, fuck Trump, man, resist, bro. Oh, it's like telling me that, like, it's like I would never write Black Lives Matter on anything. In fact, I don't even want to say it because partially because I feel like I shouldn't have to, which is it's a weird fucking thing I have. Obviously, I'm on that side. I just have a weird thing about slogans in any form. Like, I was at the Pussy March, I was at the Women's March, and I didn't want to chant. I have a weird thing about chants, and I think this goes back to the Jehovah's Witness upbringing and being in crowds and like being made to say things. I don't want to say anything, even if I agree with it. Especially, like, obviously, if I don't agree with something, I really don't want to chant. But even when I agree with something, I don't like slogans. Saying something that someone's telling me to repeat is like really. But here's an example. My version of Black Lives Matter is, okay, well, let me make sure that 90% of the cartoons I make in the future have black main characters, flawed, heroic, fucked up, whatever. That's my version of it. That's how I'm going to say it. I'll determine how to say it. I don't want to say it the way you told me to say it. That's kind of my thing. It's very personal. Same thing with like resist. You see this word everywhere, and it's like, I'm not going to use that bumper sticker. Let me tell it my way. I'm still on your side. I agree with you, but just let me. I'll get there. I'll do it that way. Like I'll figure it out, but just not in that particular way. And I think that's. There has to be people who think like me, think that way, maybe, or maybe you just want the resist bumper sticker. I don't know. But definitely a lot of it is trite. I gotta be really careful about. No, I'm just gonna say it. Whatever. Thank you for the question, Kara. Thank you so much. And we got a special call. We're gonna end this with our correspondent in the forest, Justin Wabbs, who you will remember made the DSE theme. This could go really well or really badly. I don't know. But Justin has something to report to us, and we're going to chat with him real quick. We're going to get him on the horn. As I sip this water.
Hello.
Justin, what's going on? All right, you're on the podcast. I believe you have something to report to us.
Hello. It's time for the award-winning podcast segment, Squatch Watch.
Squatch Watch.
That's right. It's time to Squatch Watch. That's right. It's time to check up on our furry friends. Let's see what that hairy boy is up to.
The
Now,
Sasquatch.
there's something I must preference. Yeah, the Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Chupacabra, no way.
Okay.
Listen, it's one hairy boy, and we're here to see what he's up to.
What's going on with Sasquatch these
There's an important
days?
we have to make right now, okay? This article is not a satire news website. This is a real news website. I'm not
Okay.
gonna give away my sources, but it's of the Fox Variety.
Okay.
Woman claims she is in a sexual relationship with Bigfoot.
Okay.
Nancy Holger told the Bigfoot tracker she and the infamous Bigfoot have had a sexual relationship since 2008 and are trying to start a family.
Oh, Jesus. This is a tough
You know,
one, man.
good for him. You know, settling down.
I think he's just piping it. I think he's just piping her out, dog. He's got like Bigfoot dick, dude. His dick is like a foot. It's like literally like a foot off of his pelvis. I don't know. I don't. So people really believe this?
Nancy Holger said she first encountered the Bigfoot while tending to her marijuana garden.
So he just came out of the bushes. It is I. Like, oh dear.
Hey girl, give me some of that good green. hey girl, let me get some of that bush.
All right, Wabi's going off the rails right now. I will address this, and then we'll wrap this up by talking about Bigfoot. Wabi, thank you for calling in.
Yeah.
With this info, this important info from Squatch Watch. All right.
Keep
Hey, fucking cut it out. Get the fuck out of here. I love supernatural creatures as much as the next weird person. But I mean, like, why immediately go have sex with him? Was it consensual? I hope it was. She said it's like a repeat encounter since 2008. So they have a relationship at this point. If you
You think he
repeatedly...
brings her flowers, like knocks on the door?
It's like, oh, it's you.
You think he just like kind of like just bursts in?
They have just violent, angry sex. He's crying, she's crying. You know, they're just yelling at each other. She just like starts hitting him with the broom. He's like, "Arr!" He hits her with the broom. They're into some weird stuff now, man. They play chess.
Bigfoot's son is just waiting outside.
He's got
Yeah, he's got like earmuffs on.
Listen. I gotta go do this thing. That's what Bigfoot sounds like. He just walks out of the woods. I guess he has to have sex with somebody. He's probably pretty lonely out there in the woods with his jerky, just eating beef jerky all day.
Maybe he's just doing it for the weed.
She wants a relationship. That's a really good point. Hot take from Downhill Media. He just wants to get blazed up.
It's really good weed.
Yeah, he's just like, man, I'm getting me get fucked up off this damn green. Holy shit, man. And she's like, oh, Bigfoot. He's like, oh shit. He's like, dabbing out. She's trying to escape. She puts her hand on the door. Bigfoot no want sex. And she's like, you better come over here, fucking asshole. He's like, he just wanted the weed, man.
Or his son needs the medicinal marijuana.
Oh my god. So Bigfoot's son, Smallfoot, has multiple sclerosis and needs help with handling the pain. And weed is not legal yet in Bigfoot Town. So he has to come out. Yeah, and they have like, you think there's like a Bigfoot Paul Ryan and Bigfoot Republicans in his world, and he's the only liberal Bigfoot, so like, well, what would a Bigfoot Republican look like? That's what we'll end on.
Definitely would be like completely shaven, right?
I don't know why I should have hair on my body. I mean, you know, I just like the skin. You know, these liberal Bigfoots just go around letting their hair grow out. It's disgusting.
It's really important to groom yourself. It's my Ben Shapiro voice.
Ben Shapiro, Bigfoot Shapiro. I will never say his name again on this podcast.
We should like
disgusting.
bleep that.
Yeah. Maybe. All right, yeah. Thanks, everybody. Keep looking out for Sasquatch. Shout out to Infinity Condoms, patreon.com/valet. Thank you, Down Home Media, for being in the studio today, helping me out in the audience. Shout out to you for sitting there for 1 minute and not doing jack fucking shit. Shout out to Justin Wobbs. Excellent question about the Sasquatch. He actually didn't have a question. Rory, Kara, thank you for the questions. That's all I fucking got. I have nowhere to go.